Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and it's Tuesday night. That means it's time for you guys to try and change our minds, and I can't do that without my man, Jody. What's up, Jody?
Yo, what's good? We in the house. It's good to be back. Hello, everybody. Let's get it popping.
Let's get it popping, indeed. Sorry for my delay. I know a lot of you are like on Andy time, where I'm always late on these streams, but tonight was actually a pain in the butt. My kid broke his arm at school at the very end of the day, and so I've been in the ER. He's good now. He's good. Everything's good. He'll be in a cast and stuff, and he's fine. He's a strong dude, but apologies for the delayed start and everything else. So thank you guys for waiting. I see all you guys out there. And to Sawyer, I love you, dude. Brave dude. Good job making it through 6 weeks in a cast. That sucks for a 9-year-old. 8-year-old. It's gonna be a buster. But we've all been there. It builds character, right? Growing up with stuff.
I broke my collarbone when I was 7. It fell out the top bunk of the bed. Sucked, but I got a lot of ice cream and McDonald's.
Exactly. He's gonna milk it like crazy.
Yeah.
But he's good now. So thank you guys for bearing with it. Let's have some fun tonight. So excited. I see a lot of, and thanks to Chris and Steph who helped gather some extra topics to talk about tonight with our main event. Jody, the main event being a black and white Justice League. Not only a black and white Justice League, a 4-hour black and white IMAX Justice League. What am I talking about? Shall we just get right into this, dude? Let's get right into this.
Gotta fill me in on this.
They gotta fill this. So, all right. So, for those of you who've been watching today, we got lots of topics. You guys can send them in, as you guys know. Thank you, mods, sending out the link. I already see you guys. Shogun Assassin just got it out. The links out there. Everybody else, thank you. I see so many of you in the chat. I appreciate all you. But you guys can pivot obviously throughout the show what we talk about. But I want to talk about this first topic, which is came in through. Look, Zach, everyone's seen the Zack Snyder. Here it is. Zack Snyder's new trailer that he dropped out earlier today was this new black and white trailer that he put out there. And I'm not going to play the whole thing to get dinged, but he put together basically a new version of the trailer with a couple extra shots that was black and white. And then HBO put out, the color version, that's the one I saw, which is the one we all want to watch. But there's a couple new shots, but it's pretty much the same one from Fandom, which, look, I liked it then. This is the one they pulled and then said it was music issue, and now it's miraculously back. Clearly, I haven't seen Ye Fisher say anything in a while, so I think that's what put it back, Jody. But we can get to that later. But so there's two versions of this up, right? And I know you already reacted to the main one. But while Zach's not only putting these trailers up, and he's choosing to put up black and white ones for himself, he's also out there making the rounds on all sort of the Snyder fans' YouTube channels. So it started with Grace, but now he's making his way around other ones, and he showed up on the Film Junkies channel, and we've had our tussles back and forth. The film Dave Peeney, whatever his name is, Peeney. He said some shit, and then he apologized, and I don't know if he said anything recently, so I'll play it cool. But anyway, he did an interview with Zach, and as Zach put it, they talked about what would the ideal version of the Snyder Cut ultimately be. It was asking, what's his ideal version of the Snyder Cut? And this is what Zach said. My ideal version of the movie is the black and white IMAX version of the movie. That to me is the most fan-centric, most pure, most Justice League experience, because that's how I lived with the movie for 2 years in black and white. What just happened? Sorry. That's how I lived with the movie for 2 years in black and white. When I do the live stream of the trailer, Steph and I colored a black and white version of the trailer. So this is the quote that's been going around, and yes, so he wants to do his version of it was this basically, and I saw the question where he said he basically wants Jody, he wants 2 2-hour movies that are in IMAX that would have been in black and white to fully experience the proper Snyder Cut. And when I hear this, I'm just like, what? Now look, he's trying to justify it, like that's how I was editing it, and that's how I've known it, and that's the cut I shared with Warner Brothers, and that's the fan version. But who the hell would want to see a Justice League movie in black and white, let alone a Justice League movie on IMAX in black and white? Like, Zack Snyder has taken so much color out of these characters, and now his ideal version is a big screen IMAX that's flat black and white, where you get no other texture. It's just like, if you look at this trailer, like it's not as dynamic. Even with the explosion, everything went off. I will admit they color graded it better for black and white. They did than if you were just to turn the other one better. But I mean, these lightning bolts pop with the blue, and there's so much stuff that it just becomes a gray mess. Like I'm watching Citizen Kane, but with like a bunch of weird CGI. I mean, this is nonsense. Jody, can you even imagine watching this, let alone watching this in 4 hours on an IMAX screen in black and white? I got to hear your reaction to this one.
So look, Sin City was black and white, and I loved it. But Sin City it doesn't have the fandom. It doesn't have the expectation. It doesn't have the universe building behind it that requires it to be in color. It was something new that I think probably 95% of the world first experienced. So they just accepted, oh, this is a black and white movie. You can't do that with Justice League. You can't do that with any superhero because you're talking about the DNA of what superhero movies are about. They are about the visual look, the color, the spectacle, our heroes' color of their suits, the energy and the powers that they give off. You can't mute and release a black and white Justice League movie and it doesn't stop it. You can't do that to any superhero movie. Color is too good. It's too beautiful. It's expected. I can't imagine watching this movie in black and white. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't watching this shit in black and white. There better be a color version. And Zack's not dumb. He gonna release a colored version, and then he'll probably release a stupid black and white version that muddles out all the effects, muddles out all of the detail, muddles out all of the character of the movie to where it's just all black in one tone. It does the movie a disservice, and it doesn't exude confidence in this product, in my opinion, because I seen the trailer in color and I like that trailer a lot. I can't imagine watching that trailer in black and white. I know that I would not have loved that trailer as much if I saw it in black and white. So that's just how much color means to films. And it sounds redundant me saying this, but yeah, color is important when it comes to movies.
No, it is, but it's also important for Superman and even Batman and Wonder Woman. Like, look, he's brought down the saturation in a lot of the movie, and that some people have enjoyed that part of it. But to remove it all completely just because that's what he's used to and that's terrible. The vision. No, dude, these are colorful heroes. Whether you want to make them dark heroes or not, there's too much to it. And a black and white film I'm glad you brought up Sin City. Sin City felt very, they did manage to make some cool stuff with it, but it still was like sort of a flat, going for that film noir look, right? Like an old serial. Like, these are like the biggest, poppiest superheroes in the world. Even if they're going to be dark and mopey on screen, I want to see them in their glory. I don't want to see them flattened down, so nothing like these lightning bolts. And I mean, it just looks like a mess. There's just, you lose so much in it. Look, he did do a good color grade. I will give him props. Like, it's not a straight, someone definitely boosted the textures and made it more of a grayscale thing to make some of this pop if you were to go there. But still, if you go through these images that I'm looking through, it's just, no. Why would you do that?
It's a little bit arrogant too, isn't it?
Yeah, no, totally. Well, and I was just setting up, it was getting to, so thank you, Antonio, for supporting. Antonio makes a really great point of, he's overhyping this so much. Who wants that? And that's the reality of just like, it frustrates me because it's like, I'm not even trying to knock Snyder fans anymore. Like, I could all day if I wanted to, right? We do it plenty. But to me, it's like, they will just accept and do whatever he says now. Like, it really, that's what cults do. And they're just so obsessed and enamored by the Snyder way and the Snyder process that literally Zack Snyder's like, hey guys, here's like a black and white one. Is this? Oh my God, yes, it's even better. Our King. And you're just like, really? Is that really what you want? I can't even imagine Snyder fans are like off the record, like, yeah, it's a great idea, Zack. He better deliver that color cut, dude, or I'm gonna be pissed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even I would think the truest cult members would be like, what? No. You know what I mean? It's weird.
That's why I said he could change the whole entire Snyderverse movie and say, you know what, I want to make it animated, and they'll like that too. It's not about this movie. It's about supporting the director that they love and worship. It's about doing something positive for Zack, and that's, you know what, that's all power to him. But when it comes to common sense and film, especially a superhero movie, we need the color. Like, that's important. That's It's a prerequisite of a superhero movie that it be in color. And then unless, you know what I'm saying, you're doing something special like WandaVision, right? WandaVision has a bit where it's in black and white because they're doing the I Love Lucy sitcom type of situation. See, narratively, something goes along with that if they choose to do black and white. Oh, we're in the 50s, like we talked about Sin City. Oh, this is like a noir type of old school graphic novel type of look. Justice League? No. Color always. There's no reason to make that movie black and white besides your own personal thing. And that's what he said in the quote. He says, to me, he says the way he sees it, because he's been in that room, that film room, sitting there looking at it in black and white because it was unfinished, and it's more of a personal thing. But I don't think that even he has the ego or maybe even the balls to just drop Justice League in black and white. They're just not having it. And isn't it funny? Isn't the show, to me, like the fact that HBO Max released still a colored version, that says a lot, doesn't it? Because everybody else reacted to the black and white version, and that's what I thought I was reacting to until I saw that HBO Max had released one in color, and it looked good. And I'm like, wow, HBO Max is releasing a colored version after you release a black and white version. That's kind of them saying like, yeah, that's cool and all, but
hold
it the right way.
Well, I was gonna say, because you said earlier, well, Zach's no dummy, like he knows what to do. I was gonna argue. I'm glad you brought it back up. AT&T's no dummy. Like HBO Max is like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good idea, Zach. But we're gonna release the color one that we've spent all this money on because we want people to actually see it. And I see. I've got two things I wanted to call out, but Drew is in his comments, like sort of like hey, let's let the director do what he thinks this time around. And then he's like, hey, Andy, when you're a director that understands film, let us know when you're a director that understands film like Snyder. It's like, guys, no. Sometimes a director gets so full of himself that it actually is to his detriment. And I think that's what's happening here. Like, sure, there are fans that want to see it. David March just said, I would pay money to see this in black and white, 4 hours, sure. But I understand, like, I'm the only one besides Snyder who does. Like, thank you, at least, David, for acknowledging like that you are fanboying in sort of like a cool, very nerdy niche area. The reality is, like, this goes above what Snyder's vision is in this regard. It's like, we want to see a color movie. Most people do. A commercially viable movie needs to be in color. Can you imagine if HBO spent, how much are they spending now? Like $50 million on this movie?
No. It's at 70, but I'm pretty 70? Sure it's going to rise. It's close. Right. It's going to hover around 100 when it's.
Can you imagine if he did that and then Zach's like, you know what? My last note is I want it all in black and white. Like, bro, one last baller move. Like, hey guys, let's see if we can get that cut. Hey, cultists, say black and white only, or we cancel HBO Max.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. They can't work, and I'm glad that you called the man out for fanboying like that, because it's important that we keep perspective. And it's like, if you understand how important this movie is, and if you really want as much people to love and enjoy your movie, then you would release it in color, like regardless of how you personally feel. This is bigger than him. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's more about, they say they want his vision. Ladies and gentlemen, we're past that sick movie from 5 years ago. This is something new. This Snyderverse movie is going to have so much in it. So be that as it may, release the thing in color so people will enjoy it. And a lot of people are not receptive to black and white movies. It turns people off. So if I'm the marketing guy over at AT&T, I'm like, look, Zach, you're here. Let's go ahead and release this thing in color. I know how much this and that. But here's the point I wanted to make about being a vain. What are the odds that somebody who's so full of himself, the other director who was also in a similar situation, David Ayer, I remember that he got so full of himself, and here's an example of what you were mentioning. David Ayer got so full of himself where he was like, yeah, this movie's going to be awesome. It's going to be rad. It's going to be the best thing ever. F Marvel, DC all the way, David. Yeah. And then look at this movie. Turned out to be trash. He fell away to the wayside. He even dumped on his own movie. Yeah, the movie sucks. My movie sucks, man. What do you want from me? Yeah. And then he just abandoned all of his integrity and fell off to the wayside until the Zack Snyder movement came. And then he wants to come back, release can I get the Ayer cut HBO Max? Like a little weasel that he is. Like, bro, get out of here with that, David Ayer. You're in the way.
Yeah, and I still don't believe his is that much different. Like that one's just a different edit to all the footage that's there. It's clear to me now, the 4-hour cut, like Zach shot a lot that Joss and everybody just is like, get all this garbage out of here. Whereas Ayer just like, it was more of a pacing and slowing down. And honestly, I have a weird suspicion. I will like the cut that the studio picked over the IRA, because I don't want a more serious Suicide Squad. To me, the funnest parts of that movie were sort of Harley Quinn and Deadshot sort of effing around. Like the trailer was actually pretty well cut. I don't know. I'm curious to see that one, because I think that one's going to be one of those where it's clearly for the fans, the DC
I agree.
fans who are just going to be so hardcore. Oh man, it's like the ultimate cut of BVS. Like so many people try to tell me it's so much better, Andy. And I'm like, dude, it has Clark Kent walking around looking for Batman a couple extra times. Like it doesn't actually add that much to it.
It doesn't.
That changes it to a new level. Like sure, it adds a little bit more clarity and it's a little longer, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in that cut that changes the movie beyond what we saw the first time. If anything, it takes even longer to get to sort of the frustrating parts. But I've said, even my rewatch, BVS has a few moments of greatness. I won't deny them, but not too many failures for me to sort of, they even out too far. But and I saw, just to comment one more time on that guy who came back out. He said, sorry, I had it here. He's like, crap, I just had it. Drew Alexander. These dudes are still butthurt. They were off on this cut even happening. No, we weren't. We weren't off. Like, F you, dude. There was something else you were going to say before that. I'm so sick of people. I'm so
butthurt. We're not hurt about this movie.
Exactly. And I'm so over people thinking I never, ever said that the cut wasn't coming. I said...
I did.
You might have. I didn't.
I put a time limit on it. 5 years.
I wasn't around. I was offline when all that shit went down. And then when I came back and said anything, I said, the cut exists. And then everyone said I didn't when I said Snyder Cut. Warner Brothers wants nothing to do with it.
I'm still saying it don't.
So, but I'm so sick of the people on the record trying to say that I said it didn't. I never said it didn't exist. I never ever.
Did.
No, but you might found Jody did it, but find me a clip where I said the Snyder Cut doesn't exist, because that clip doesn't exist. But Drew, one last thing, and then I'll leave you alone because I'm done talking about you.
This is a full-on Snyderverse.
He said,
movie,
"Oh wait, he just deleted. I hope it's in color. I just don't think there should be so much hate against a creative vision of the director." I'm not. What I'm so annoyed is, like, we are not hating on him. This isn't hate. There's some criticism going on. There's absolutely some criticism going on. But like Jesus, anytime Snyder is criticized, and we call out like. Sort of, because even you, Drew, just acknowledge you want it in color. We're calling out the reality of, even if Snyder fan is in there saying, yeah, I did want it in color, but we should let his vision. We don't want to let him go so far off the rails that his vision keeps us from the color version, which is what we all actually want. That's what the commercial appeal would be. So I'm so sick of these people so blind by their own following of Zack Snyder that they'll like allow him to trick them into releasing a black and white cut that he's used to. And Jody, I can relate as a director. Like, you get in that editing bay and you sometimes get so blind, like tunnel vision on a cut, that you lose perspective of what's actually good anymore. You've watched it so many times, you actually have no insight on whether a joke is funny or is it still effective. And that's why a lot of really good directors will bring in their friends who are other directors, like, come in and watch. Like, that's what Pixar would do. Like, they have a whole brain trust. They're like, all right, we've done this movie, we're lost. Like, hey, give us really hard notes. And that's when stuff gets better, when you challenge it and you have smart people come in and help. Right, exactly.
Sam Raimi was a victim of it with Spider-Man 1 and 2. By the time 3, he was such a big head that he wouldn't understand that he should have deleted that scene where he was in the bar dancing on tables with eyeliner, bruh.
Well, no, actually, there's that's debatable. The studio, I think, was pushing a lot of the Venom stuff and everything. I think.
I'm talking Peter Parker.
But you're talking just that one scene, sure.
I'm talking about that dance sequence.
The infamous.
The
emo dance.
He didn't understand that should have been taken out, because it's my third movie. I'm the man. Hey. Nah.
No, and they screwed him over, and then they got rid of his fourth. They didn't let him do the fourth. There was he had a whole clever idea where I don't know if you guys even know or watching, because Bruce Campbell had always made cameos in the other 3 movies. Bruce Campbell was going to show up in part 4 as Mysterio, and then that was going to explain all the previous cameos of he was doing that in previous. So it's sad we never got Raimi's 4th Spider-Man, because I think he learned and was going to come back and fix. And at that point, Sony's like, we're just going to reboot it. Never mind, which was a bummer. David March just said the black and white cut should be a DVD feature, not in theaters. Agreed. Releasing a 4-hour black and white version in IMAX? Can you imagine?
I'm okay with that.
No,
I'm okay with that. If it's a little special thing, like one day only, one time. If you want to see it in,
it's like Mad Max Fury Road did it. They did the Chrome edition, like that. And I didn't like it. I didn't like Logan's done it. Like a lot
But
of these
everybody
movies,
has the original colored version for the masses, though.
right?
I'm cool with Zach releasing it regular. If we want to do it in theaters with a high. The other thing, he really wants to put this movie in the theater. Like he doesn't want it to be known as an HBO Max movie. He very much wants his movie to be in theaters. That might not happen. The masses are going to see it on HBO Max, but he probably will get some theaters. I'm okay with him showing the shit in black and white and to let the people who want to see it, then they'll go see it in black and white. But don't force that on us and take away our options. At least give us the option to watch this thing in color. That's it.
Yeah, well said. And Antonio just sent over. Thank you for the support. His movies already don't have a lot of color. Yeah, that's the first thing I set out, and I've been thinking like Zach will do anything he can to mute the colors, desaturate these movies. And for a lot of fans, like that's what's been so frustrating about these movies is seeing them so colorless. If you're gonna go dark and brooding, at least give us some color. To at least see like the pop in these heroes and their outfits and things. But yeah, him getting stuck in a black and white version of his head is because he's got that tunnel vision stuck in the edit bay of like, no, this is, oh man, I wish I could just share it like this. That's what the fans really want. And the fans humor him so much that if he was like, you know what, I did this one cut where I took a dump and I put it in the middle of the movie and it made sense. Like they would be like, oh my God, you're right. It was how brilliant. Like he could do anything in that cut now, and his fans would just go, yes, King, whatever you say. And that's what's frustrating. It's like, I still feel like there was a big one that came out. Was it Tarantino? There was a big director that just I think it was Once Upon a Time in America, which did a lot of well. Hollywood. And I don't know. I just remember watching I just feel like someone could have given Tarantino notes on that movie, and it would have been even better. Like
Tarantino's worst movie.
Yeah, and it's like to me, it's like a lot of people just ate it up because it's Tarantino.
Too
and
many
Tarantino, and the reality was like there was so much in that movie that was just sort of like, what is this scene here for? Why is this so long? It is a massive example of a big head making a movie without anybody else creatively to like challenge them. And I'm not saying the studio should come in and like demand this or that, but he just can't take notes. It feels like he's just like so high up in his ego and knows he's the creative genius that is Tarantino. That movie was the example of showing to me like he's not all there. He's missing opportunities because he's so lost in his way. And sure, some people loved it. It was the worst Tarantino movie for me. I was just so bored in a lot of it.
A lot of rappers, same. They have their fifth album, they lose it. Like they don't know how to rap. Singers, their third album, they already are a different person. Like they forget and they change what made them famous in the first place. Like you're singing about certain things and the hits ain't hitting and the flow is off. What's going on? Yo, I'm in a different place in my life, man. Nah, creatively, you need to be consistent. It's all right with growth, but consistency is key. It happens a lot. People they get too caught up in their own success that they lose touch with what got them there in the first place. And I want to clarify the one thing before we head out off this topic, if we do. It's not a hate for Snyder, guys. It's really not. I hate the Snyder Code, and that's facts because they're hateful, idiotic people. For the lack of common sense, I just can't stand them. They blow my mind. But when it comes to Snyder, a lot of my issues with Snyder came from his universe imposing on the future of DC. And that's why I did not want the Snyder Cut, Snyderverse movie to come out. Now we have a Snyderverse film. Snyder Cut is completely gone. This is a whole new universe movie. This is going to be his last big hurrah. That's why it's going to be so many characters in this thing. My issue was resolved when Walter Hamada said, we have multiple universes. We have the Prime universe with Wonder Woman and Shazam and all of the stuff that we want as DC fans for the future. And then Snyderverse is its own non-canon Elseworld universe, and so is the Arrowverse, and so is that Robert Pattinson Batman movie. It's in his own Elseworld non-canon universe as well. Once I heard that, I'm like, cool, bring this Snyderverse movie out. Let's bring it. Then you hear about all the Jared Leto, and you're hearing about maybe he wants to bring a Catwoman, and who he would perfectly cast for Catwoman. Knowing the way Snyder, he might actually do it. Cast that woman to be Catwoman in this movie. And I'm like, well, okay, you don't know. And I feel like he finessed his way back in because that's what I know he wanted, because he wanted to take power. He wants to be in his position of power over at DC. This wasn't about a movie. This was more about him getting back in and getting back at the people that he hates over there at DC, looking at you, Joss Whedon and John Berg. And now then Ye Fisher comes and he really muddled it for a lot of people, and even people who weren't even on our side, even people who were cool with the Snyder Cut and wanted the Snyder Cut, Ye Fisher ruined it for them. So there's a lot of little variable factors that kind of like made it where it is now. But creatively, I'm cool with this movie coming out. I'm at ease with it because I know that there's multiple universes out here. So I just need you guys to know that.
Yeah, I echo all that too. I agree. I really have never tried to hate on Snyder himself. I'm just more frustrated at the hubris he has now and sort of the fanning of the toxic side of the fandom. I don't feel like he ever tries to do it. It's not, the worst part of fandom isn't his fault. I understand that. You can't blame someone for their terrible fans, but you can attempt to make sure you don't support them or engage with them. And I don't always feel like he cares. I think he sort of enjoys the fire, if you know what I mean. He likes that. He likes the mob out there ruling in his favor because
loves it. He feeds off of it.
I genuinely think that, and that's sad. And sure, they've done some good.
He's going on these little channels. He's going on the
He's
small
rewarding them,
channels.
right?
Yeah, he's like, good, my minion. Keep up the fighting. Good. He's like Emperor Palpatine out here. And that proves a lot.
Well said. So we got lots more to talk about here. I want to clip this out for the first part. If you didn't watch this live, you're going to miss out on Green Lantern mature series, Wonder Girl, Lethal Weapon 5, the Batman HBO Max series, In Trouble. We got tons more to talk about. Some of this may get clipped, some of it may not. If not, join here as a member. If you guys, I have it. That's the wrong clip. Where is it? Join. No, come on. Why is this here? It's supposed to be my join button.
That's right, Kamari. Good stuff.
Oh, it's right there. Hit join next to subscribe.
Thanks everybody
there we
for
go.
watching. Appreciate it.
But yeah, hit there. Thank you guys for watching this in clip. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We are not done, but stay tuned for more in 1 second. In the meanwhile, if you're watching this on the replay, why not click on some of these things? Because they're good too. Thanks for watching. Woo!